Hi, I'm Kirsten, and did you know that almost everything that we know about our universe comes from color and light? Depending on color, we can determine where a star is in its life cycle or what a planet's atmosphere is made out of. So how does that work? Well, this is the electromagnetic spectrum. This is how we measure light. A photon, one particle of light, moves in waves, and the length of those waves is determined by how much energy the photon has. Higher energy means shorter waves. In the visible part of the spectrum that we can see with our eyes, red light has the lowest energy that we can perceive, and blue and violet light have the highest energy we can see. We can tell exactly how much energy a photon has by measuring its wavelength, which tells us its color. So how does that tell us anything about the atmosphere of another planet or the life of a star? This is a hydrogen atom. It has a nucleus and an electron. Each of these circles represents distances that the electron can orbit from its nucleus. Think of it like a train. Trains can't go wherever they want, they have to stay on tracks. Electrons are the same way. It can only orbit in one of these places. It can't go between. And in order to hop from one orbit to the next, the electron has to absorb an exact amount of energy. We'll say it takes 1 unit exactly of energy to move from the lowest ring to the middle ring. 2 more units exactly to move to the outer ring. If it has any more or any less energy, even by the tiniest amount, it can't absorb that energy, so it can't move. Once it's in one of these outer orbits, it will eventually release that extra energy and hop back down to a lower orbit. So where does it get the energy? Light. Photons of different energy levels bounce off of this electron until one photon with the exact right amount of energy is absorbed by it. Then that electron jumps up to a higher orbit, stays there for a while, and eventually it'll spit the photon back out and drop back down. When it does, when it shoots that photon out, we can see the photon. And remember, we know exactly how much energy the photon has by its wavelength, its color. We can tell how much energy is required for this atom to spit out a photon. Different atoms of different elements require different amount of energy to move their electrons around. Hydrogen has very specific wavelengths of light that it gives off based on how much energy its electrons need to move between orbits. It looks like this. These lines of color are photons from a hydrogen atom. Just based on this, we can determine what elements are making up a planet's atmosphere. We can determine if a star is nearing the end of its life cycle, if it has an abundance of heavier elements. This is also how fireworks get their beautiful color. So in the most literal sense, physics is beautiful.